Hello friends, welcome to next question on discrete random variables. So question code is 102. Consider two uniformly distributed independent discrete random variables x1 and x2 such that x1 is uniformly distributed over width -1 to 1 and x2 is uniformly distributed over width -2 to 2. Then find the PMF of following functions of x1 and x2. z1 is equal to maximum among x1 and x2 and z2 is minimum among x1 and x2. So I will request to students to pause the video here for 2 minutes and try to solve this question on their own, and only after that watch this video solution. So let's now begin with the solution. So firstly he has asked PMF of z1 is equal to maximum value of x1 comma x2. There are two ways to solve this problem. Firstly, I will discuss one way and then I will go for the second way. So, first method, firstly I will draw what are the possible values of x1 and x2. So, this axis represents x1 axis and this axis represents x2 axis. So, the values of x1, since x1 is uniformly distributed over -1 to 1. So, the probability x1 is equal to some sample value x1 is 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Here it is x1 is 0, -1 and 1. For these values of x1, these are the probabilities. These are the probabilities. Similarly, we know for x2 is uniformly distributed over -2 to 2. So its probabilities are 1 by 5, 1 by 5 and 1 by 5. These are the probabilities. So here I am going to represent, here it will be 1 is 0 and -1. X1 can take these three values, -1, 0 and 1. X2 can take 5 values, 0, 1, 2, -1 and 1. So I am going to draw all the points which are possible for x1 and x2. So for that I will take red color. So when x1 is -1, there are 5 possible points. X1 is -1 and x2 is 0. This point and this point. These are the different values combinations, I will say. These are different pairs that x1 and x2 values we can get. So these are the points, different points or pairs of x1 and x2 uh, that can be created from x1 and x2. So this point is 1, 2. X1 is 1 and x2 is 2. Similarly, we can denote all the points. For each of these values, the joint probability that x1 is equal to x1, comma x2 is equal to x2, some sample value x2 will be equal to, since these are independent variables, so joint probability will be the product of marginal probabilities. So Since each of these is uh, since this probability is 1 by 3 for all the values, and this is 1 by 5. So 1 by 3 into 1 by 5 will be 1 by 50. So each of the joint probability will be 1 by 50. So considering this as a 2D, and this value represents uh, the probability at each of these points. This point has probability 1 by 50. This point has probability 1 by 15. So each of these points will occur with a probability of 1 by 15. So now we will consider three cases. This is x2 axis. Now we will consider three cases. Case number one, since z is maximum of x1 comma x2, so we can break this into three cases. Case number one is then x1, all those values of x1 which are greater than x2. So in such case, z will be z1. Z1 will be then x1 is greater than all those values of x1 for which x1 is greater than x2. What does this mean? This area, this area below this line, x1 equal to x2. This is the line x1 will be equal to x2. On this line, all the points will be x1 equal to x2, and below this line x1 is greater than all the points below this line. X1 is greater than x2. So z1 will be equal to, since x1 is greater than x2, so maximum among x1 and x2 will be equal to x1. So z1 is nothing but x1 in this case. Okay. So since x1 has three values, so z1 can, since x1 has three values -1, 0 and 1. Since x1 is uniformly distributed over -1 to 1, so x1 has three values -1, 0 and 1. So z1 can also have three values in this case. In this region, we are having only these 6 valid points. So for all these points, x1 is greater than x2. So probability, in this case, probability that z1 is equal to some sample value z1 here will be same as the probability x1 is equal to, because here z1 is x1. So putting here x1, we get probability that x1 is equal to some sample value z1. So from joint probability, we know what is this. It has to be summed up for all the sample values of x2 for x1 is equal to z1 and x2 is equal to all the other sample values x2. It has to be summed over all the sample values of x2. Here, what are the values of x2 for these 3 points? X2 is -2. For these 2 points, x2 is -1. For this point, x2 is 0. So we will need to sum up all these probabilities. So probability that z1 is equal to, z1 can have what values, that since x1 can have three values -1, 0 and 1. So here x1 can have also, z1 can have three values here in this case. What are those values? -1, 0 and 1. So firstly we will calculate for z1 is equal to -1. For this case we will sum up all these probabilities. Z1 is equal to -1. -1 means x1 is equal to probability that x1 is equal to -1. What will be it? It will be sum upon all the values of x2, probability x1 is equal to -1 and x2 is equal to some sample value x2. So these values, the sum of all these probabilities. What are these probabilities? In this case, we are talking about only these 6 points because we have taken a special case here. X1 is greater than x2. So z1 x1 is -1 for this point only, and there is no other value of x2 here. X1 is -1 here, and x2 is also -2. There is no other point, so it will be simply itself. It will be 1 by 50. Similarly, for z1 is equal to 0. We can see here it will be probability z1 is equal to 0 will be sum of these two values, because on this line x1 is fixed and here x1 was fixed. What was it? -1. Okay, here x1 is 0 and we have to sum upon all the values of x2. These are two valid points here. So 1 by 15 is the probability of this one and 1 by 15 is the probability of this one. So we will add them. 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15 will be 2 by will be equal to 2 by 15. Similarly, we can see that for z1 is equal to 1, we will have probability will be, what will be probability? Z1 is equal to 1, its probability will be sum of probabilities of joint probabilities of these 3 points. So it will be 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15. So it will be 3 by 15. So this is the final result. The final result of our first case, which was x1 is greater than x2. In this case, we came to know that z1 is itself equal to x1. So the possible values of z1 are, z1 can take these sample values only 1, and probability of z1 will be 1 by 15, 2 by 15 and 3 by 15. These are the possible values. Similarly, we can see the other case. See, there can be 3 cases in this case. What are these 3 cases? We discussed this case. x1 is greater than x2. This area. Below this x1 is equal to x2 line. X1 is equal to x2 line. Below this x1 is greater than x2. Above this line x2 is greater than x1. And at this line x1 is equal to x2. So for these 3 cases, if we can calculate the PMF of Z1 in this case, PMF of Z1 in this case, and PMF of Z1 in this case. Then finally we can tell what will be the overall PMF of Z1. So now I will discuss this case. Above this line, this whole region, in this region there are only these 6 valid points. So similar to this discussion, I will calculate here. In this case, x2 is greater than x1. Next case, this was case 1, case number 1. This is case number 2. x2 is greater than x1. So here z1 will be equal to x2. Since x2 can have, we know it is uniformly distributed from -2 to 2. So z1 can have these possible values in this case. So the corresponding probabilities will be what? In previous case we saw we are summing like this. So in this case I will write it here. It will be equal to probability of x2, which is joint summation for all values of x1. We have to sum it up for all values of x1, joint probability. Here z1 is equal to z1, some sample value, So it will be equal to Z1. So here we can write probability that x1, we have to take some sample value, we have to sum it over all values of x1 where x2 is fixed. X2 is fixed. What is x2? X2 is Z1. So now one by one we can calculate for different values of Z1, we can calculate its probability. So firstly I will calculate what is the probability that Z1 is equal to -2. So from this expression we can see it will be equal to probability that x2 is -2. It will be sum of all the probabilities for x1 such that x2 is greater than x1, and probabilities x1 is equal to x1 comma x2 is equal to minus 2. See, what does this mean? This simply means that x2 is fixed. See in this diagram, for these 3 points x2 is plus 2. For these 3 points x2 is -2. But we want those points for which x2 is -2 and they lie in this region. Since there is no such point, so the probability will be 0. So this probability is 0. Similarly, we can see probability Z1 is equal to -1, for which case we are discussing this case x2 is greater than x1. So similarly from this is summation of joint probabilities. So x2 is -1 for these 3 points. X2 is -1 for these 3 points. Is any of this point lying in this region x2 is greater than x1? No. So similarly for this case also the probability will be 0. So probability Z1 is equal to 0. Next case, from this diagram we can see these are the 3 points for which x2 is 0. Is there any point which is lying in region x2 greater than x1? Yes, this is the only point. So this is the only point, means only we will take joint probability corresponding to this point. So the answer will be 1 by 15. Next we will discuss probability that Z1 is equal to 1. So for Z1 is equal to 1 means x2 is equal to 1. So x2 is equal to 1 means these 3 points. From these 3 points, are there any points which are lying in region x2 greater than x1? Yes, these 2 points are lying. So sum of the joint probabilities corresponding to these 2 points will be the answer. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15 will be 2 by 15. So Z1 is equal to 2. See, Z1 is equal to 2 means x2 is equal to 2. So for these 3 points we know x2 is equal to 2. And all these 3 points are lying in this region x2 is greater than x1. So sum of the joint probabilities of these 3 points will be the answer for this case. So it will be 3 by 50. So for this case I will write the conclusion here. For x2 greater than x1, Z1 can have these values. Sample value of Z1 can have these values. And the probability that Z1 is equal to Z1 is 0, 0, 1 by 15, this is 2 by 15, and last one is 3 by 15. See, we have discussed two cases here, which is from this diagram, x1 greater than x2. For that we have find out that what is the PMF of Z1. For this case, x2 greater than x1, we again calculated what is the PMF of Z1. And this is the only case that is left out. In these two regions we have calculated, but this boundary is left out. So our third case will be the boundary case. Case 3 now, which is Z1, which is, this case is x1 is equal to x2. In this case, maximum of x1 comma x2, z1 is equal to maximum of x1 x2. So it can be, since these two are equal in this case, so z1 will be equal to x1 or x2, any of these two, because these two are equal. So in this case we need, since x1 and x2 are equal, so in this case what will be the range of z1? Z1 can take what values it can take? Corresponding to x1 there are only 3 values, and x2 there are additional 2 values. These three are included, and additionally there are 2 values which are these values. For these values of z1 we will need to calculate what are the probabilities. Since I have discussed elaborately in case 1 and case 2, so I will now give you a short trick to write probabilities directly. Since we are considering only this boundary, so valid points are these 3 points only. So when z1 is equal to -2, is there any point for which z1 is -2? Z1 is equal to -2 means x1 and x2 both are -2. So there is no such point. So probability will be 0. Similarly, you can see there is no such point where z1 is 2, x1 is equal to x2 is equal to 2. So there is no such point in this diagram. It will be here, but that is not a valid point since we have only these points. So that will be invalid point and probability will be 0. For z1 is equal to 1, x1 is equal to 1 and x2 is equal to 1, this point, this is the only point on this boundary, so its probability is 1 by 15. Similarly, for z1 is equal to 0, x1 will be 0 and x2 will be 0, so this is the only point with probability will be z1 is equal to 0, probability will be 1 by 15. So we can directly write these three probabilities will be 1 by 15, 1 by 15 and 1 by 15. So these are the PMFs of, this is the sample value. So this will be the probability that z is equal to z1. So these are the probabilities in this case. So finally I will write down here for case 1, which is x greater than x2. The possible values of z1 I am writing here. For all the 3 cases these are the possible values. And probability in this case was 1 by 15, 2 by 15 and 3 by 15. other are obviously 0. For case 2, x2 greater than x1, the probabilities are 0, 0, 15, 2 by 15 and 3 by 15. And for last case, case 3, where x2 is equal to x1, the probabilities are these. Here, probabilities are 0, 1 by 15, 1 by 15 and 1 by 15 and 0. So the overall probability independent of what is the value of x1, x2, whether x1 is greater than x2, x2 is less than x2, whatever be the value of x1, x2, the resultant probabilities will be the sum of these three probabilities. Probability that z is equal to z1, the values of z1 are these values. It will be the sum of 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 by 15 0, 1 by 15 is 2 by 15. And 2 by 15 plus 1 plus 1. So it will be 4 by 15. Here it is 3 by 15, 2 by 15 plus 1 by 15, which is 6 by 15. And here it is 3 by 15, which is 1 by 5. This can be further reduced. It can be written as 2 by 5. So this is the final result. This is the probability. This is the PMF of z1 is equal to maximum of x1 comma x2. This is the PMF. Here z1. This is the final result. So this is the one way to solve this. There is another method to solve this, to find the PMF of z1. This approach used PMF. The PMF of x1 and x2. Probabilities of x1 and x2 were used directly to calculate the PMF of or probability of z1. So in next method we will use cumulative distribution function, CDF. Firstly, we will calculate the CDF of z1, and then from CDF of z1 we will calculate the PMF of z1. So now I will solve it by a second method.
Second method I will be discussing in next video, but right now I will give you one question for practice that came in exam of GATE 2020. So here is that
So
question.
this is the exact question that came in GATE 2020. In this, I will firstly read the question. The two fair sides of a coin are labeled as 0 and 1. The coin is tossed two times independently. Let M and N be. Donate the labels corresponding to the outcomes of these two tosses. For a random variable x defined as x is equal to minimum among M and N, the expected value of x is dash. So he has asked expected value of x, which is minimum of M and N. So next time he may ask expected value of, so next time the question may be given in this form. Instead of minimum, he may ask in exam maximum. Then find out the expected value of this. So let's begin with the solution. So solution will be like this. It's given in question M and N can take two values. Okay, let me write. N can also take 0 and in first toss the outputs may be 0 and 1. So probabilities will be probability of M can be 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Similarly, probability of n can be 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. So can I say that m is uniformly distributed? From 0 to 1, and n is also uniformly distributed from 0 to 1. So now what I need to do is I need to find out m and n. To find out expected value of x, I need PMF of x. So that I have given you how to calculate the PMF of this expected value of how to find out PMF of maximum among m and n. For that you simply draw that diagram. Here I am writing m, here it is n. We can take two values 0 and 1. Similarly, n can take two values 0 and 1. So the points will be, there can be 4 pairs 0 0, 1 0, 0 1 and 1 1. So these are the 4 points. So draw m is equal to n lying here, and then by this method we will discuss when m is greater than n. There can be three cases: m is less than n, m is equal to n, and the values of x can, what are the values of x can be? If m is greater than n, and x will be equal to m, and its value can be 0 and 1. In all the cases, x can have 0 and 1 values. So probabilities will be, if m is greater than n, so there is only 1. So joint probabilities will be product of these. So you can see here, so 0 0, when m is 0 and n is 0, joint probability is the product of these two, this one and this one. So it's 1 by 4. You can see here all the joint probabilities will be 1 by 4. So in this case, when m is greater than n, what will be the x? X will be equal to m itself. So in this diagram, m can have two values, either 0 and 1. Okay. So for these two samples, for these 2 points, m is 0, and for these 2 points, m is 1. Out of this point, out of these, for m is equal to 0, none of these 2 points lies in the region m greater than n, which is below this line, this region. In this region, for m is equal to 0, none of this point lies. So probability is 0. And for m is equal to 1, only one point here lies inside this m greater than m region. So probability is 1 by 4. For m less than n, x will be equal to n, because n is the largest among these two. So we will talk here about this region. Above this, m is equal to n line. This region is n is greater than m. So in this region, we can have, n can have two values. N can be 0 and n can be 1. For these 2 points, n is 1. For these 2 points, n is 0. But similar to this, for n is equal to 0, this point, these 2 points does not lie in this region. And among these 2 points, only this point lie in this region. So the probabilities will be, here it will be 0 again, and here it will be 1 by 4. For m is equal to n, here we see both of these points lie. Here m and n are 0, so the probability is 1 by 4, and this is again 1 by 4. So summing all these probability, we will get, it will be 3 by 4. So for x is equal to 0, probability is 1 by 4, and for 1 it is 3 by 4. So you see, this is the PMF of x. This is the probability of x. So now we can calculate easily, we can calculate expectation. it is x, probability x equal to x. So it will be 0, x, when x takes 0, its probability is 0 into 1 by 4, plus when it takes value 1, so 1 into 3 by 4. So the answer is 3 by 4. So in this way you can do this question. So I hope you learned some new concepts from this video solution, and I hope you will like this video and subscribe to my channel. So keep in touch for more videos and solutions. Thank you for watching this video.